little champions. So your 10th board exam is approaching, and in today's class we'll be discussing 45 plus questions from this chapter, chemical reactions and equations. Okay, so I'll be discussing questions from all types, starting from MCQs, assertion reason, short answer, 2 marker, 3 marker, 5 marker, and even some case based questions. Okay, so this will definitely help you to ace your preparation. So you can watch this video, just see the question, try to answer it. Okay, and if you are not getting the answer, please see the solution. Okay, and the link of our WhatsApp channel will be there in the description section. You can join the WhatsApp channel, so you can get access to this PDF easily from our WhatsApp channel. Okay, so yes students, now let's get started here. Okay, so you can see what number of questions I have given. Like for MCQs we have done almost 20 questions because children generally feel difficult in this section. 2 markers we have given 10 questions, 3 markers you have almost 10 plus questions, 5 marker we have 5 questions, and case based questions 2 are there. Okay, so we'll practice these questions. The first question: in which of the following the identity of the initial substance remains unchanged? Okay, means the question is asking you about physical change. Your initial compound or initial form of the matter is not changed. Okay, so if you see curding of milk, that milk is like completely changed to curd, so that is not an answer here. Formation of crystals by the process of crystallization, fermentation of grapes, and digestion of food. So here answer will be option number B, because once crystals are formed, okay, so it is just the change in the phase. Okay, there is no change in the composition of the matter. So correct answer is option number B. Okay, next, when aqueous solution of potassium iodide and lead nitrate, okay, so we have potassium iodide and lead nitrate, okay, are mixed, an insoluble substance separates out. The chemical equation for the reaction involved is. So we have here what will happen. You can see 2 different types of ions are present. You have potassium, iodine, lead, and nitrate, right? So what happens here, these 2 will form bond and these 2 will form bond. Okay, that is a double displacement reaction. So what I'll get here, KNO3 will be the product. Okay, so the reactions are same, only we need to balance it and write down. Okay, and here you can see lead nitrate formula is wrong, it is PbNO3 whole 2, so we can eliminate this option, we can eliminate this option. Okay, the lead nitrate, sorry I have also written wrong, it is lead nitrate is PbNO3 whole 2. Okay, so now when they will react, what will I get? We will get KNO3, okay, and PbI2. Okay, so here we can put an arrow mark, okay, and PbI2. So you can see here the product is not given, so that is already there. Here also you can see the product is not correct, so correct answer will be option number B here. Okay, next question number 3. A metal ribbon X burns in oxygen with a dazzling white light, okay, forming a white ash Y. So X burns in presence of oxygen to give a dazzling white light forming a white ash Y. Okay, the correct description of X and Y. So if you know dazzling white light, which metal burns, you have seen in the X activity, it is magnesium, right? So the correct answer here will be option number B. Okay. Next, select the appropriate state symbols of the products given as X and Y in the following chemical equation by choosing the correct answer from the table given below. Okay, so now if you see H2 is a gas, right? So Y must be gas, and you can see Y gas is only one option, so correct answer will be option number B here. Okay, next, consider the following chemical reaction. Equation 1 and 2 statements are given. The correct statement about this equation is, okay, so first reaction, if you see magnesium reacts with HCl to give you magnesium chloride and hydrogen, and in the second reaction you see NaOH reacts with HCl to give you NaCl plus water. Okay, so the first one is given, 1 is a displacement reaction and 2 is a decomposition reaction. Here there is no decomposition, right? So this is wrong. 1 is a displacement reaction and 2 is a double displacement reaction. Yes, this is correct. So here you can see, here magnesium is displacing hydrogen and here sodium and hydrogens are getting displaced with each other, right? So this is a double displacement reaction. Option number B is the correct answer. Next, to balance the following chemical equation, values of x and y should be respectively as. Okay, so we have here 2NaOH plus we have Al2O3. Okay, that will give you NaAlO2 plus H2O. Now we need to balance this one, right? So we have 2Na, so first I will make it 2NaAlO2. Okay, next we have, if I make this one, I get 2 aluminium here, so already aluminium is 2. Then how much oxygen I have? So we have 4 oxygen and here 6 oxygen, and here, okay, one second, we'll check the, yeah, this is reactant side, right? So on the reactant side we have 3 plus 2, 5 oxygen, and here also 2 plus 2 plus 1, 5 oxygen is there. So I think the reaction is now balanced. Okay, so let us write down the reaction fully and check element by element. Okay, 2NaOH, then I have X, means that is I have taken only one Al2O3, and that is giving me, so let me write it in one line, so that is giving me Y I have taken 2, right? So 2NaAlO2 plus water. Okay, now if you see what are the elements present, I have sodium, oxygen, hydrogen and aluminium, right? Now we need to make a table and we need to write here products, reactant side and product side. Okay, so reactant side, what reactant side, how many sodium I have? 2 here. Product side also 2. Oxygen here you have 3 plus 2, 5, and product you have 5. Hydrogen you have 2 here, this side also 2, aluminium 2 and aluminium 2. Okay, so yes, this is correct. So I can write this is 1 and this is 2. X is equal to 1, Y is equal to 2, that is option number B. Okay, next, so this is an assertion reason question. The first is reaction of quicklime with water is an exothermic reaction. Okay, and quicklime reacts vigorously with water, releasing a large amount of heat. Yes, so the assertion is correct and reason is explaining it because a huge amount of heat is released, that is why it is an exothermic reaction. So the correct answer is both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Okay, next, which of the following is not a physical change? Okay, not a physical change. So boiling of water physical, melting of ice physical, dissolution of salt is also physical, combustion is not a physical change, so option number D here. Okay, next, which of the following statements above the given reaction are correct? Okay, so this is the reaction here. Fe and H2O is reacting with Fe, is giving you Fe3O4 and H2. So now if you see from Fe to Fe3,4, what is happening? Oxygen is being added to Fe. So I can say that Fe is oxidized, okay, and if it is oxidized, it will behave as a reducing agent. Okay, and next if you see from H2O to H2, O is removed. So I can say here that hydrogen is, or I can say H2O is reduced and it will behave as an oxidizing agent. Okay, so now what are the statements here? You see, iron metal is getting oxidized. Yes, this is a correct statement. Water is getting reduced. Yes, that is also correct statement. Water is acting as a reducing agent. No, it is undergoing reduction. It will behave as an oxidizing agent. So this is wrong. Water is acting as an oxidizing agent. Yes, this is correct, right? So we have 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4, that is option number C. Okay, next question we have here. 3 beakers labeled as A, B and C, each containing 25 ml of water, were taken a small amount to the beakers A, B, C respectively. It was observed that an increase in the temperature of the solutions contained in beaker A and B. So in A and B, what happened? Temperature increased. Whereas in case of beaker C, the temperature of the solution falls. Okay, so temperature has fallen down. Which one of the statement are correct? So if you see here, the temperature has increased. When the temperature will increase? If in the reaction, okay, heat is produced, okay, heat is produced, then the temperature will increase. So if heat is produced, then it is which type of reaction? It is exothermic reaction. Okay, now when the reaction absorbs the heat of the container and undergoes the reaction, the container you can say temperature will go down. So when the C absorbs heat, it must be endothermic. Okay, so now you can see A and B are exothermic process. Yes, that is correct. In beaker A and B endothermic? No. In beaker C exothermic? No. In beaker C endothermic? Yes. Okay, because in C endothermic process has taken place. What do you mean by endothermic process? It will absorb the heat, right? So the container heat will be absorbed by the particle C. Now if the heat is absorbed, the temperature of the container will decrease, right? So that is why correct answer or correct statements are 1 and 4, that is option number C here. Okay, next question, if you see, a dilute ferrous sulfate solution was gradually added to the beaker containing acidified potassium permanganate. Okay, the light purple color of the solution fades and finally disappears. Which of the following is the correct explanation for the observation? So what happens, KMnO4 is a very good oxidizing agent. Okay, it oxidizes ferrous sulfate and that is why it gets decolorized. So the correct answer here will be option number A. Okay, fine. Next we have solid calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to form calcium hydroxide and accompanied by the liberation of heat. Okay, so what is telling, calcium oxide has reacted with water vigorously to give you calcium hydroxide and heat. Okay, so this process is called slaking of lime. Okay, now calcium hydroxide dissolves in water to, so calcium hydroxide now dissolves in water to form a solution called lime water. Okay, now which among the following is true about the slaking of lime and the solution formed? Okay, so this is when dissolved in water, it is called as slaked lime. Okay, so now it is an endothermic process because heat is released, right? So will it be endothermic? No, heat is released means it is exothermic. Okay, so this is correct. The pH of the resulting solution will be more than 7. Yes, so now you can see this is a basic solution, right? And if it is a basic solution, the pH will be greater than 7, so it will be 2 and 3, that is option number B. Okay, next question number 13, electrolysis of water is a decomposition reaction. The mole ratio of hydrogen and oxygen gases liberated during the electrolysis of water. So if you see, water is electrolyzed to give you H2 plus O2. So we have 2 H2O and 2 H2. Okay, so what is the ratio here? 2:1, right? So hydrogen and oxygen will be liberated in the ratio of 2:1. Fine. Next, if you see, next, which of the following gases can be used for the storage of fresh sample and oil for a long time? So this is to prevent rancidity, right? So we can use inert gases like helium and nitrogen, option number D here. Okay, next, the following reaction is used for the preparation of oxygen gas in the laboratory. Okay, which of the following statements is or are correct about the given reaction? Okay, so heat is used provided to KClO3, right? And this KClO3 is decomposing to give you smaller particles. So it is a decomposition reaction and a endothermic in nature. So will it be endothermic? Yes, because heat is absorbed, and it is also a decomposition reaction. So the correct answer will be option number A. Okay. Next, question number 16. On placing a copper coin in a test tube containing green ferrous sulfate solution. Okay, so you have copper in green ferrous sulfate solution, it will be observed that ferrous sulfate solution, so now what happens, turns blue, a grey substance is deposited on the copper coin. So what exactly the reaction happens here? Copper sulfate is formed and Fe is decomposed, right? That is a displacement reaction, right? So if copper sulfate is there, then it is blue in color. Okay, so that is why turns. Okay, one second. Here is an important thing that you should know. Yes, this is very, very important. See, now copper is less reactive than iron. Okay, copper is less reactive than iron, so that is why copper cannot displace Fe. Okay, so the solution will remain as it is. Okay, this is very important question. Okay, many of you might turn as A, even I thought it will be A, but once we read the question carefully we'll realize, so that means it will remain green with no change in the copper coin, that is option number D. But if the question has been like this, like copper sulfate with Fe is given, since Fe is more reactive than copper, it can displace it, right? We will get this one, and because of this the color will change. Okay, fine. Next, which of the following reactions is an endothermic reaction? Means heat should be absorbed. Burning of coal, combustion, that is exothermic. Decomposition, exothermic. Process of respiration, exothermic. Decomposition of calcium carbonate, endothermic. Thermal decomposition, option number D here. Okay, next, again assertion reason question here. Decomposition of vegetable matter into compost is an endothermic reaction. So because it is decomposition of vegetable matter is an exothermic reaction, this is a false statement. Next, decomposition reaction involves the breaking down of single reactant into product. So yes, this is correct. Okay, so we can write assertion is false but reason is true, that is option number D here. Okay, next we have here silver bromide decomposition is used in black and white photography. Yes, light provides energy for this exothermic reaction. This is an endothermic reaction, right? So that is why we can say assertion is true but reason is false, option number C. Okay, last question for MCQ. In the reaction of iron and copper sulfate solution, so the reaction is given like this. Which option correctly represents the substance oxidized and the reducing agent? So this is very easy question. See, the substance which will get oxidized only will be behaving as a reducing agent. So your both this should be same. Okay, so if you see in that case, you can directly say option number A, because substance oxidized and reducing agents cannot be different. Okay, but again if you see here, in Fe oxygen is added, so that is oxidation. From copper oxygen is removed, so that is reduction. Okay, fine. So now we will go to 2 marker questions. Okay, that is short answer 2 marker questions. How you need to write the answer, I'll be telling you. Okay, the first question here is silver article generally turns black when kept in the open for a few days. The article when rubbed with toothpaste again starts shining. Why do silver articles turn black when kept in open for a few days? Name the phenomenon involved. So here first answer you can write is, okay, silver when kept in open reacts with the sulfides present in the atmosphere to form silver sulfide. Okay, so how can you write? Silver reacts with sulfides. Okay, I am writing and showing you, present in air to form silver sulfide. Okay, this which is black in color, so you can write which is black. Now what is this phenomenon called as? This phenomenon is called as corrosion. Okay, next name the black substance formed and give its chemical formula. So the black substance formed is silver sulfide. Okay, and its chemical formula is Ag2S. Okay, next question number 2. Mark whether the given chemical reaction is a redox reaction or not. Justify your answer. So first of all you have to tell whether it is yes or no, that will give you 1 mark, and when you justify it, it will give you 2nd mark. So here you can write down first point, yes it is a redox reaction. So once you write this yes, you will be getting 1 mark. Okay, next second point you need to write in the given reaction. Okay, so you can see from MnO2 to MnCl2 oxygen is removed, so that means MnO2 is undergoing reduction. And if you see here from HCl to Cl2, what is happening? H is removed, right? So it is undergoing oxidation. So you can write down here, in the given reaction okay, in the given reaction MnO2 is undergoing reduction. You need not write Y, okay, just can write undergoing reduction, and HCl is undergoing, okay, HCl is undergoing oxidation, therefore it is a redox reaction. Okay, so once you write this explanation, you will be getting 1 mark. Okay, so this will give you 2 mark answer. Clear? Now question number 3. A substance X, which is an oxide of group 2 element, is used intensively in the cement industry. When you heard the word cement industry and group 2, immediately you should be able to identify that X is nothing other than calcium. Okay, so the element is present in bones. Yeah, this is also a very good hint now. On treatment with water, it forms a solution which turns red litmus blue. Red litmus is turned blue by basic solutions, right? Okay, identify X and also write the chemical reactions involved. So you can write down X is here calcium. Okay, when you write with the symbol, and this is the first thing, and you need to write the chemical reaction involved. So calcium plus water, okay, will give you calcium hydroxide plus H2. Okay, so try to balance the reaction and write there what I'll say the phases here. Okay, so if I balance here calcium, we have H2 here and 2 to 4 H2O, so I'll make it, this is 2, so here 2 oxygen, here 2 oxygen, this is now balanced. Okay, so now if you write like this, you will be getting 1 mark here and 1 mark here, so total 2 marks you will be getting. Okay, next question is like this. Trupti mixes an aqueous solution of sodium sulfate and an aqueous solution of copper chloride. Will this lead to a double displacement reaction? Justify your answer. So first of all, when you write that will this, one second, yeah, when you write will this be a double displacement reaction, you need to write yes, because we have two here 2 ions are present, here 2 ions are present, and they can displace each other, right? So now here you can write okay, first you can write down the reaction. Na2SO4 plus CuCl2, okay, will give you you have 2 NaCl, okay, plus CuSO4. Okay, so now if you write the product, you can write down, since the metals of each salt is exchanged, this is a double displacement reaction. Okay, so you need to first write down yes, and then you need to explain it. Okay, so this is your point number 1 and this is point number 2, and if you write like this, this one will give you 1 mark and this one will give you 1 mark. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, next question. So yes, so here I want to introduce you to something very, very important. So students, see, now you are in class 10th. Okay, after this, which career you are going to choose is really, really important and a very critical decision, right? And you should take this decision with a proper guidance. So to help you with this, we have come up with a very good solution, that is DSAT, which stands for Diksha Scholastic Aptitude Test. So what happens here, I'll explain you in brief. So you need to get you will be given a 60-minute concept based lecture. So based on this lecture, our test will be conducted and it will be evaluated. Okay, so once it is evaluated, the counselor, like there will be a one-on-one counseling for you, where they will analyze your weak points, your strength subjects, and will give you an idea about your career, which will be the best option for you. Okay, so if you want to join this, so you can register for DSAT. The link for the registration will be there in the description section. So please try it out. It will be definitely help you to build your career. So let's go back to our questions. Okay, so next we have question number 5 here. When hydrogen is passed over copper oxide, copper and steam are formed. Write a balanced equation for this with physical states for this reaction. State the type of chemical reaction. Okay, so you have copper oxide reacting with steam, right? When hydrogen is passed over copper oxide, what is the product given? Copper and steam, right? So we can write copper and steam. So now if you want to write the physical states for this one, this is obviously solid, this is gas, this is solid, and this is gas. Now if you want to balance, let us check. We have one copper, one oxygen, two hydrogen, two hydrogen. So we have already written the balanced reaction. State the type of chemical reaction. So if you see here, from copper oxide to copper, oxygen is removed, right? So that is a reduction reaction, and for H2 to H2 oxygen is added, so that is oxidation reaction. So how can you write down? So this one, if you write, this will give you 1 mark. Okay, in the second point you need to write that this is a redox reaction. Now you can explain why, because you can write copper oxide is reduced and hydrogen is oxidized. Okay, so this one will give you 1 mark and this one will give you 1 mark. Clear? Got it? Okay, next question number 6 is there. Dilute HCl is added to zinc. How will you prove that the chemical change has taken place? Support your answer with 2 arguments. Okay, so whenever chemical change is there, there will be some type of observations are there. So first of all, you can write down, first statement you can write down the reactions like this. Zn plus HCl will give you ZnCl2 plus H2. Okay, write a balanced reaction. So H2 gas is formed, right? So the first thing which can tell us that a chemical reaction has formed is you can write H2 gas bubbles are observed. Okay, H2 gas bubbles are observed. And the second thing that you can write here is color of the zinc changes. Okay, so color of the zinc, color of zinc changes. Okay, so if you write these 2 points, you will be getting 1 mark and 1 mark, so total 2 marks will be awarded to you. Fine. Next question, you can see a clear solution of slaked lime is made by dissolving calcium hydroxide in an excess of water. The solution is left exposed to air. The solution slowly turns milky as a faint white precipitate forms. Explain why a faint white precipitate forms. Support your response with the help of a chemical equation. So first you need to tell why a white faint solution has formed, and you need to write the equation here. So you can write down here that when this reaction happens, we get calcium carbonate. Okay, so you can write down here a faint white precipitate forms due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Okay, due to the formation of calcium carbonate. That's all. Now second thing is you need to support this answer with a reaction. So what will be the reaction here? So you have calcium hydroxide, okay, plus carbon dioxide, and this one will give you calcium carbonate plus water. And how can we balance this? We have one calcium here, one calcium here, carbon also we have one, oxygen here 2 and here 2, so 4, and here also we have 4, and hydrogen is also 2, so it is already balanced, right? So here you can write down this is slaked lime, okay, and this one is your, you can write down limestone, okay. So because of this calcium carbonate which is formed, the solution turns milky, okay. So once you write these two things, here 1 mark will be given and here 1 mark will be given. List any 2 observations when ferrous sulfate is heated on a dry test tube. So if you see here, we have, if you heat FeSO4, okay, what is the product formed here? We get Fe2O3, okay, plus SO2 plus SO3, okay. So we can just balance it, we'll get 2Fe, 2Fe, 2S, 2S and 8, so 8SO. So it is balanced now. So now what happens, it is asking you, tell you 2 observations, okay. So what are the observations here? So FeSO4 is green in color, okay. Now when you heat it, it forms a, you can say, brown and black solid of Fe2O3, that is the first thing. So you can write down a brown black, or you can write down just that a green color of FeSO4 is disappeared. Green color of FeSO4 disappears. Okay, that is the first thing. Second, you can write burning smell of sulfur is observed. Right? If you write any 2 of these observations, we will get 2 marks, right? This is 1 mark and this is 1 mark. Clear? Next, name the type of chemical reaction in which calcium oxide reacts with water. Okay, justify your answer by giving a balanced chemical equation for the reaction. So name the type of reactions when calcium oxide reacts with water. So when calcium oxide reacts with water, we get calcium hydroxide, okay, and this is an combination reaction, okay. So what is the reaction here? First you need to write calcium oxide plus water gives you, okay, calcium hydroxide, okay. So we can balance, we have 2 oxygen and 2 hydrogen, it is already balanced. So you can write down that first of all you have to write the name of the type of the reaction, and this is a combination reaction, okay. Okay, so now here first thing you need to write here, second you need to write this. Now how can you justify here? So you can write down in this reaction, two reactants in bracket, which are these 2 reactants? Calcium oxide and water react to give a single product. Okay, so that is why this is a combination reaction. Clear? Okay, next you have translate the following statements into chemical equations and balance them. Okay, so you need to write 2 equations and you need to balance them. So the first one is solution of barium chloride and aluminium sulfate in water react to give insoluble barium sulfate and the solution of aluminium chloride. Okay, so we need first barium chloride, okay, plus we have aluminium sulfate, okay, and you think in water means these both are aqueous solutions, right? Okay, they give you to what? They form insoluble barium sulfate. So barium sulfate is like this, and then you have aluminium chloride. Aluminium chloride is like this, okay. So now if I want to balance them, so you can see here I can balance it like this, 3 barium sulfate, so I'll get here 3 barium, okay. So next I have 6 chlorine, so I can make it 2, okay. So now you can see all the elements are balanced or not. 3 barium, 6 chlorine, 2 aluminium, 3 sulfate and 3 sulfate, okay. So that is done. Now second one here, aluminium reacts with steam. Okay, you need to write the phase also. Here you write insoluble. Insoluble means this is solid and this is solution means again this is aqueous. Now here aluminum metal is solid, reacts with steam, so H2O gas, okay, to give what? Aluminum oxide plus hydrogen gas, okay. So now if you see, to balance it, 2 aluminum, you have 2 hydrogen and 3 oxygen. So I can make it like this, 3 hydrogen and this one will become 3 hydrogen, right? 2 aluminum, 3 oxygen, 6 hydrogen and 6 hydrogen. Clear? Okay, so now we will move towards 3 marker questions. Okay, this is very important and very scoring also. So the first question, if you see, a metal nitrate A on heating gives metal oxide along with the evolution of brown colored gas B and a colorless gas which helps in burning. Okay, so what we have here, A is there, okay, A is a metal nitrate, okay, on heating gives metal oxide. When you heat it, it gives you the metal oxide, okay, along with the evolution of brown colored gas B and a colorless gas. So you have B, which is brown color gas, okay, and you have C, that is a colorless gas, which and a colorless gas which helps in burning. So this colorless gas, what is that? It helps in burning. So I hope you can now already guess to what is C. It must be oxygen, right? Okay, now aqueous solution of A when reacted with potassium iodide. So when you treat it with potassium iodide, okay, it forms a yellow precipitate. So we get a yellow precipitate. Okay, next identify A and B. So you just need to write the name of the compounds. What is A and B? So by now all of you would have guessed this. This is nothing but PbNO3. When you heat it, we get PbO plus NO2 plus O2, right? So what is here A? A is PbNO3 and B is NO2. Next, name the type of both the reactions involved in the above statement. Okay, name the type of both the reactions. Okay, so the first reaction here is what? This is your decomposition reaction, or better you can write thermal decomposition. And the second one, if you see, you get Ki here. So what will be the reaction here? So if I write the reaction, that is PbNO3 plus Ki will give you, let me write, then I will be aside and you can see, and that will be KNO3. Okay, so now if you see this, okay, this reaction, so here what has happened? Pb and I, K and NO3 has formed, so that is a double displacement reaction. So the second reaction here is double displacement reaction. Okay, fine. Next question, state the change in color observed in each of the following cases, mentioning the reason. Okay, so first is silver chloride is exposed to sunlight. So first the color change here will be what? White to grey. What is the reason here? Silver chloride undergoes photochemical decomposition to give grey color silver. Okay, next, a piece of zinc is dipped in ferrous sulfate solution. So you can write down here the green color of ferrous sulfate disappears due to the formation of, so what will happen? Single displacement reaction, so there will be formation of zinc sulfate. Okay, next if you see, copper powder is strongly heated in air. So black color appears, okay, due to the formation of copper oxide. Okay. So let us see the next question. With the help of an appropriate example, justify that some of the chemical reactions are determined by change in color, evolution of gas, change in temperature. So you need to write an example for each. Okay. So this is very easy. For change in temperature, what you can write down? One second. Yeah, first change in temperature you can write like calcium oxide plus water will give calcium hydroxide and a large amount of heat, right? So due to this heat the temperature will rise. Okay, next you can balance also this one. You have here, yeah, this is already balanced. We have calcium hydroxide, 2 oxygen, so I'll make it 2 here, then 2 oxygen, 2, okay, we need to balance it, 1 second. So now if I make this one, calcium hydroxide is formed and we can balance it. We have 2 oxygen, 2 okay, this is already balanced, right? Sorry, this is already balanced. Next, if you see, we have evolution of gas. So evolution of gas, you can treat Zn with HCl to give you ZnCl2 plus H2, right? So gas is evolved here. You can balance this one. Third one is color change. So for color change, you can write Fe plus CuSO4 will give you FeSO4 plus Cu. Okay, so these are different reactions. So first A, B, C, you can write down simple and easy question. Identify the type of each of the following reactions. Also write the balanced chemical equation for each. Okay, a reaction in which mixture becomes warm. So if mixture is becoming warm, that means heat is released. So that is an example of exothermic reaction. If you write one example, just now we have written calcium oxide plus water gives you calcium hydroxide. Okay. Next, a reaction in which an insoluble substance is formed, that is your precipitation reaction, right? Insoluble substance is formed for precipitation reaction. So for precipitation reaction, we have PbNO3 plus Ki. You can write PbI2 plus KNO3. Okay, so I have not PbNO3, PbI2, you can manage it with 2 Ki and 2 NO3. Okay, so next question, 2 gram of silver chloride is taken in a china dish and the china dish is placed in the sunlight for some time. What will be your observation in this case? Write down the chemical reaction involved in the form of a balanced chemical equation. Identify the type of the reaction. So you need to assign the marks here. So what will be your observation will carry 1 mark. Write down the chemical reaction, 2nd mark. Identify the type of the chemical reaction, 3rd mark. Okay. So first of all, what will be your observation in this case? So you can see that a grey color substance is observed. Okay, gray color substance is found or observed, you can write down. Now second one is like here, write down the chemical reactions involved in the form of a balanced chemical equation. Chemical reaction involved here. So if you have silver chloride, okay, it breaks to give you Ag plus Cl2 gas, and you can write it like this. Next, third one here, identify the type of chemical reaction. So there is a decomposition reaction, but it is with the help of light. So we call it photochemical decomposition reaction. Okay, so that will be the answer. Each points will carry 1 mark. Okay. Next question, identify the type of reaction taking place in each of the following and write down the balanced chemical equation for the reactions. Okay, you need to identify and the balanced chemical equation. Okay, let us see here. Zinc reacts with silver nitrate. So one metal and one salt. So there will be displacement reaction to produce zinc nitrate and silver. So this is nothing but single displacement reaction, or you can just write down displacement reaction. Okay, so here what is the reaction happening between zinc plus silver nitrate will give you zinc nitrate, okay, plus silver. Clear? That is option first one. Next, if you cite potassium iodide reacts with lead nitrate. So you have potassium iodide and lead nitrate to give you potassium nitrate and lead iodide. So this is what? Double displacement reactions. Double displacement reaction. Okay, so what you have here? Potassium iodide plus lead nitrate. Okay, and that is giving you lead iodide plus potassium nitrate. So if you want to, so if I want to balance this one, you can write it like this: 2KNO3 and 2Ki. Okay, done. Next, question number 7. Decomposition reaction requires energy either in the form of heat or light or electricity. Write one equation for each. Okay, you have to write the examples of different types of decomposition reaction. So first one you can write out like thermal decomposition. Okay, so in thermal decomposition you can write the example of CaCO3. When you give heat, it breaks to give you CaO plus CO2 plus O2. One second, CaO plus CO2, sorry, I know O2 is produced. Yeah, so we get this one on decomposition of this one. Then second you have photolytic decomposition. Okay, here what happens? Light is used, so you can use AgCl gives Ag plus Cl2, 2AgCl. Okay, 2Ag plus Cl2. Next, third one is what? You have electrolytic decomposition. Okay, so electrolytic decomposition is like this: you need 2H2O will give you 2H2 and O2. Okay, so that will give you 3 marks question. So let us see the next question here. So the question is like, write 2 observations when lead nitrate is heated in a test tube. Okay, so if you need to just write down the observations here. So when lead nitrate is heated, you get a yellow precipitate, okay, and a brown gas is formed. Okay, next you need to write a type of reaction. So this is decomposition reaction in presence of heat, so that is thermal decomposition reaction. Okay. Next you need to write a balanced chemical equation for this one. So you have PbNO3 whole 2 will give you PbO plus NO2 plus O2. Okay, so we need to balance this one. So first of all, if you see here, we have 6 oxygen and here we have just 5 oxygen, right? So let me make this one 2. So I'll get 2, 2, 2. 6 oxygen is there. Now when I have made this one 2, this one also should be 2, right? So now if you see here, we have 4 nitrogens, right? So I'll make this one 4. Okay, so now let us check if it is balanced. 2 Pb, 2 Pb, then we have 4N and we have also here 4N. Oxygen is, we have 6, 6, 12 oxygens are there, right? So here if you see with 4 2s are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yes, it is balanced. So this is the answer for this question. Next we have question number 9 here. Tina finds a paper covered with a white substance in a chemistry lab. She keeps the paper near the window of the lab and comes back to pick it up after 5 hours to get it home. See, notice that the white substance has turned grey. Okay, so what could be the most likely substance on the paper? So you know this is photochemical decompositions of AgCl, so it must be AgCl. The substance changed from white to grey. Write the chemical equation for this observation. So chemical equation, you can write AgCl in the presence of light gives you 2Ag plus Cl2. Okay, state one application of this property. So this is used in white and black photography. Okay, so just you need to just write one word and you can easily get 3 marks, students. Okay, next question number 10 is here. The diagram below shows the setup in which electrolysis of water take place. Okay, you can see the diagram here, electrolysis of water. What type of reaction takes place? So it is what? decomposition, right? In this, water molecule is broken to H2 and O2 gas. Next, what we have, explain why this is an example of endothermic reaction. So you can just write down that it requires electricity, or you can write down it requires energy for the reaction to occur, right? It requires energy, so that is why this is an endothermic reaction. Next, the test tube containing the hydrogen is removed carefully from the apparatus. A lit matchstick is brought near the mouth of this test tube. The gas bonds with an explosive pop sound. Write a balanced chemical equation for this reaction and indicate whether the energy is absorbed or released. So you need to write here. So when H2 burns in presence of oxygen, it gives you H2O, right? So this is the reaction and it burns with a pop sound. Now you see, this is nothing but a combustion reaction. So if combustion reaction, then what will be happen? Energy will be released out, right? So you need to write energy will be released. Okay, do not write exothermic. See the question, what is given? Energy is absorbed or released, so energy will be released here. Okay, so next one, it is observed that calcium on reaction with water floats on its surface. Explain why it happens. This is the first thing. Okay, next, also write a balanced chemical equation for the reaction that occurs. Second thing, what happens when the aqueous solution of the product of this reaction reacts with carbon dioxide gas? Write a balanced chemical equation for this. Okay, so we have 4 questions here. First of all, why it floats? So you can write down here, when calcium reacts with water, okay, when calcium reacts with water, hydrogen is produced as bubbles, okay, to which calcium metal sticks, okay, and it is visible as the calcium is floating. First is clear. Also write a balanced chemical equation for this. So if I want to write a balanced chemical equation for this, so calcium plus water, okay, will give me calcium hydroxide plus H2, right? So how can I balance this? We'll get 4, 4 and 2, so this is balanced now. Okay, next, what happens when aqueous solution of the product of this reaction reacts with carbon dioxide gas? So aqueous solution of this one means calcium hydroxide, right, reacts with carbon dioxide gas. So we will get CaCO3 plus H2O. Okay, so we have Ca here, calcium here, we have oxygen, and so I can make it like this to balance it, I think. So we have calcium and 1 calcium, OH, you have 4. Okay, so first of all, I think this is not needed here. So O is also balanced, hydrogen is also balanced here, right? Then you need to write what happens here. So you can write down the water turns out to be milky, or the solution turns out to be milky. What happens is solution turns milky, okay, due to the formation of CaCO3. Okay, so you can write it in this way. Okay, fine. Now we'll go to long answer questions here. So while electrolyzing water before passing the current, some drops of an acids are added. Why? Okay, so name the gases liberated at cathode and anode. Write the relationship between the volume of gas collected at anode and the volume of the gas collected at cathode. Okay, so first of all, question is asking why some acid drops are added. So you can write down here that acid drops are added. Acid drops are added to make the solution more conductive in nature. Means it can carry electricity easily now. Okay, next, name the gases liberated at cathode and anode. So this is the first thing. Next you can write which gas is released where. So at cathode what happens? At cathode hydrogen is liberated, and at anode oxygen is liberated. Okay. Write the relationship between the volume of gas collected at anode and cathode. So if you write the the decomposition reaction, we have 2H2 plus O2, right? So what is the relation here? 2:1. Clear? So this 3 points if you write, you will get 3 marks out of 5 marks. Next, what is observed when silver chloride is exposed to sunlight? So here the first thing will be grey color is observed. Okay, give the type of reaction involved. So the type of reaction here is photochemical decomposition. Okay. Next question, define corrosion. So this question I think you all can write. Corrosion is the reactions of metal with any kind of, like with air and moisture, right? So here you can write, that is reaction of metals with air, moisture. Okay, that is corrosion. What is the corrosion of iron called? So that is called as rusting. Okay. Next, how will you recognize the corrosion of silver? So due to corrosion of silver, what happens? Black color is formed. Black color is observed. Right? Why corrosion of iron is a serious problem? It damages a lot amount of things. Next, how to prevent corrosion? Here you can write painting. Okay, painting. Then you have greasing. Okay, these are the different ways how you can prevent it. Okay. Next, question number 3. Identify the type of chemical reaction in the following statements and define each of them. So digestion of body. So digestion of food in the body, So in digestion what happens? The carbohydrates are broken down to smaller substances, right? So what type of reaction is this one? This is a decomposition reaction. Okay, and why you need to write? Because carbohydrates are broken down to smaller things. Now here it is rusting of iron. So what type of reaction it is? Rusting of iron is a corrosion reaction. Okay. Next you have, or you can write down, here you can write down, it is a oxidation reduction, or you can just write down redox reaction. Okay. Next you have heating of MnO2 with aluminium powder. Okay, so heating of MnO2 with aluminium powder. So you have here heating of MnO2 with aluminium powder. So this one will give you aluminium oxide plus manganese, right? So this is also a redox reaction. Here you can write down Mn is getting reduced, aluminium is getting oxidized. Next, blue color of copper sulfate disappears when iron filling are added to it. So this is displacement reaction, right? Here you can write why, because iron displaces the copper. Next, dilution of HCl is added, dilute HCl is added to NaOH to form NaCl and water. So this is also, this is what? Double displacement reaction. Okay, double displacement reaction, because you can see what will be the product here. If you see NaOH plus HCl, that will give you NaCl plus water, right? So here what happens? This Na and H are exchange, and that is why we get this one. Okay. Next we have on heating blue colored powder of copper nitrate in a boiling tube, copper oxide, oxygen gas and a brown gas X is formed. Okay. So when you are heating a powder of copper nitrate, okay, you get what? In a boiling tube, copper oxide is formed. Okay. Then you have oxygen gas is formed, and then you have brown gas of NO2 is formed. Okay. So here how can we balance this one? So we can, okay, let us write a balanced chemical equation. Okay, you need to balance it, right? So we can make it like 2 to 4, so I'll make it 2Cu. So I can make this one 2Cu here. So now I have 4N, so I can make it 4NO2. So let us check, is it balanced now? 2 copper, balanced. You have here 4N, then you have 6 oxygen and 6 oxygen balanced. Okay, identify the brown gas here. So the brown gas is NO2 gas, right? Next, identify the type of reaction. So this is decomposition reaction, right? Which type of decomposition? Heating, so that is thermal decomposition. Okay, next you have what color, what could be the pH range of the aqueous solution of the gas X. So if you see, if you make aqueous solution of this one, we get nitric acid, okay, HNO3. So this is an acidic range, so the pH will be less than 7. Okay, next, question number 5, give the characteristic test for the following gases. So carbon dioxide turns lime water milky, right? This is the characteristic observation. SO2 has a rotten egg smell. Okay, O2, when you bring any matchstick or any burning matchstick to this, it burns more brighter, right? So that you can write H2, you can write burns with a pop sound, burns with a pop sound. Okay, so here I'll write for O2, if a burning matchstick is brought closer, it burns okay. Next we'll go for some, one second, yeah, so next we'll go for some case based questions here. So you can read these all things, okay, but we'll go to the question part. Here is a diagram. The silver chloride is taken and sunlight falls on this one, right? Which type of reaction is this one? Identify the chemical reaction that will take place and define it. So you all know this is nothing but photochemical, so photochemical decomposition, right? Next we have, how will the color of the salt change? Color of the salt changes from, so I'll write here B, white to grey. Okay, next, mention one commercial use of this salt. So you all know commercial use is what? Photography. It is used in black and white photography. Next, name another silver salt which behaves like silver chloride, and that is your AgBr. Okay, very simple case based questions. Okay, next is about magnesium. A piece of magnesium ribbon is added to a flask containing dilute HCl. Hydrogen gas is formed which is collected in the measuring cylinder. The amount of hydrogen formed with time is plotted in the graph. The line of the graph indicates the rate of chemical reaction occurring in the flask. Okay, so I hope you can see this reaction. Okay, at what time is the reaction fastest? So remember, reaction is always fastest at the starting, okay, because we have more reactant at that time, so it is always fastest in the first 1 minute. Okay, so you need to write here in the first 1 minute. Okay, in the graph also you can see how like fast it is growing here. Next, the reaction is repeated with magnesium powder in place of magnesium ribbon under the same conditions. Will the reaction rate increase or decrease? So if you use magnesium powder, the rate will increase. Okay, rate will increase. Now what can be the reason here? So you have to write here the rate will increase because the powdered magnesium has more surface area. Okay, so magnesium powder has more surface area. Okay, so that is there. Next, which of these could increase the rate of the reaction in the flask? Click yes or no in each, circle yes or no for each row. Okay, so if you are adding more acid to the flask, okay, there nothing will happen because what is the reaction happening? Magnesium and chloride, right? So magnesium will react with a certain amount of HCl only. If you add more also, there is no change, right? So yes, there is no change here. Heating the acid in the flask, yes, if you heat the acid, what will happen? The reaction will become faster because you are giving more energy, so this will change the rate of the reaction. Using a higher concentration of acid, this is also yes, because when you use higher concentration of acid, reaction rate will increase. Okay, next, what is the balanced equation for magnesium and HCl? Okay, reaction of magnesium and HCl. That gives magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. Okay, so if you see, this is the balanced chemical reaction here. Okay, so yes students, one more time I want to tell you about DSAT. As you all know, this is very critical period after 10th. You should decide your career very wisely, and that is why it is always better to take help from sometime from the expert person, right? So to help you with this, there is Diksha Scholastic Aptitude Test, so which is your DSAT, and in this there is always like 60-minute lecture is given to you, and then you write a test on this, and this is evaluated, and then you have a one-on-one counseling who can tell you what is your weakness, what is your strength, and can suggest you a better career. Okay, so if you want to register for DSAT, the link is there in the WhatsApp channel, the link is there in the description section of this video, so you can go there, press the link, register, and then attend this counseling process. Okay, this will definitely help you to choose the best possible career for you. And next coming here, so children, we are done with this chapter. We have practiced today 45 plus questions. So what I'll suggest is do similar questions, and this will help you in your board examinations. Thank you for watching, and see you soon in the next class.